us started, introduce our head basketball coach, Doc Sadler. Doc?
Thanks, John. First of all, let me say this. Thanks for everyone that did come out today. Eric, I know that short notice, but thank you for coming. Appreciate it. But no, in all seriousness, it's a good day. I know some of you have probably been reading about some of the changes that we've made in basketball, and you know, when you get in a situation that you got to hire a staff, there's 2 or 3 things I think is very, very important. And it's taken me a couple of weeks, even though I pretty much knew what I wanted to do. I wanted to make sure it was the right thing to do. And besides being a good teacher and understanding basketball, I think there's 2 other things that's really, really important. And probably one of the biggest and most important thing is being a mentor and being someone that players can look up to when things are not going maybe as good as they need to go, and that they can help them through some struggles, whether it be good or bad, be there for them as a friend besides just being a basketball coach. And I think the other one is someone that you know, has a love for Southern Miss. I've been here now 2 years, and one of the things that I've probably, there's no question I understand more today than I did 2 years ago, is that this is a unique place, and there's people out there that love this university and that can sell this university. And you know, I was looking for people that had some type of connection, because the one area that, to be quite honest with you, I don't think I've done as good a job as I needed to have done is recruit Mississippi. And so that's going to be our #1 priority. And so I wanted someone that was familiar with Mississippi, that loved Southern Miss, and with that, it was a pretty easy decision. Now, getting them to do it was another thing, but Chris Croft, you know, was here before with Coach Turk when they had all kinds of success. He went to school here. He loves his school. Everybody that knows Chris that was here with him, you know, just thinks the world of him. And I'm happy to say that Chris has been with me at UTEP in Nebraska, has been a coach on the floor with me at Nebraska, and was willing to come here and do anything he could do to help us be successful. And he's done an unbelievable job. And now I've asked him to take that a step further and, you know, get out on the basketball court again, where he has been a successful junior college coach here in the state, and 4-year college coach, all those things. And I couldn't be any more happier to have him get back to where he belongs, and that's to be on the court with us. And then the other person who I know all of you are familiar with is Clarence Weatherspoon. Spoon is, as most of you know, and as he's told me, that's what we need to call him, so that's what I'm going to call him. But you know, that was simple. And I guess I first met Spoon probably 4 or 5 years ago, and he and Ricky Jones. And Ricky Jones was a player, and I was so impressed with both of those guys that they would take the time from being who they are, successful, good people, and take the time to really, really care about a place that they went to school at. Because I have been at a lot of places, and that's may sound like it's pretty normal, but in all honesty, it's not. To find players, especially someone like Clarence that has had the success that he's had, to continue to give back is not normal. And so I was impressed with that. And then I met him a couple years after that, and I actually got a chance to talk basketball with him. And the one thing that I learned from the year that I was with Fred Hoiberg at Iowa State is these guys that have played at the level that Clarence has played at sees the game at a whole different level. They're just, you know, they've seen it all. They've seen the adjustments and the things that work. And I've really, really, really enjoyed the short time that I've had to get to visit with Clarence just about basketball. I mean, the guys, as I told him when I talked to him, don't get confused, Clarence. If you could still score, I'd rather have you as a player than a coach, but you can't. So now we need you to help us learn how to score. And there's no question in my mind that the things that he's going to bring to our staff on the court is going to be off the chart. So I'm looking forward to getting to learn things from him and share things with him, and I know the state of Mississippi is going to be very, very excited because the one thing I think that you're going to find from this day on is there's not going to be any program, high school, junior college, AAU, that's not going to say that Southern Miss has recruited and been seen more than any other program in the state. And with that, I think we can get back to where we need to be, and that's with the success that both of these guys have enjoyed as coaches and players. So with that, I'd like to open it up to Chris or to Spoon with your questions. If you want to make a comment, you're more than welcome. Just, it's y'all show now.
Well, we just get a statement from Chris and from Clarence.
You get to go
Chris,
first.
go ahead.
First of all, just want to thank Coach Saller and administration. Super excited. Obviously started here as a Southern Miss basketball guy with Coach Turk, as he said, a long time ago, and the chance to join Coach's program 3 years ago. And as Coach said, the third time I've worked with him, and 10th year coming up here. So just super excited for my new role and want to thank him, and super excited to get a chance to work with Clarence and learn a lot of stuff from Spoon every day, and just help make this program better. So it's just another dream come true for me.
Clarence, what about you? Little opening statement there.
Well, reiterate what Chris said. You know, I'd like to thank the university, the city, and you know, the staff, the administrative staff, Coach Sadler for giving me this opportunity to come back, and I see it as coming full circle. You know, many years ago, I was being recruited to come in and be a part of something special, and now Coach Sadler put the same recruiting pressure on me to come back and be a part of the basketball program. And after meeting and conversating, one of the best ways I could do it is to come back and teach and on the court as from my experience as a professional, but also as a person who done did it every step of the way, from junior high, high school, college, professional career afterwards. But I did it the right way, and by being a student athlete and being the best person and being the best basketball player I could be. And I think that's some of the things that I can share with recruits and our players here. And I think I think this was the right time for me to come back and just lend a helping hand, and be a part of something I think that can be special once again. And there was a work challenge put before me, and I accepted it. And I thank Coach Sadler and Chris, and just for bringing me along with them to learn and be a part of this.
Let's open it up. Anybody have some questions for Clarence, for Doc, or for Chris? If you would just raise your hand. If they don't know you, tell them who you are and who you're affiliated with.
Jason.
Coach, real quick, what other moves precipitated this? I know Coach Cox left, but how?
I've made 2 changes, Coach Cox and Coach Schubert, and with the moving Chris to another position, I've still got another spot that I've got to hire, but that's the reason. There's 2 openings, and so these 2 guys on the floor. There's 2 openings on the floor, so they will be taking those 2 spots. Yes.
Coach, what officially are their titles going to be?
Do everything. I had a chance to, I don't know when it was, a week ago or whatever, to visit with Spoon and his wife, Hazel, who I thought was very, very important, and that she be as supportive as she could be with this, because, it's different. And so I wanted to make sure that they felt comfortable. And as I told Spoon, it's everything from, hopefully he won't have to wash too many uniforms, but if we have to, he's done it, and he'll do it again. And but they'll do everything. But on the floor, Chris really knows what I like. Spoon and I was watching tape this morning. There's so many things that Spoon can bring to the game, and so I would be stupid not to use those things. So, and in recruiting, we need another spoon and 2 spoons if we can find them, and not so much as Crofts, but spoons. But if we can find those, then that's going to help. We're all going to look smarter. So that's what they're going to be doing.
Spoon, Laney Mixon, big donation. How much thought on your part and consideration went into it before you gave Doc the affirmative on his recruiting push?
Well, a lot of thought went into it. Like Coach say, you know, you got from playing professional so long and committing so much time, you know, you got to make another commitment to being the best coach you could be. So I had to make sure, family-wise, they was on board with the commitment. I had to ask myself, you know, you sure this the commitment you want to make? And when you weigh the pluses and the minuses, and like I said, getting a chance to come back home, you know, there are the pluses outweigh the minuses, and then when once I made the commitment myself to say, you know, I'm 100% in on it, and you know, I called Coach back and say, you know, we can talk about what are your expectations from me, and the things I need to come to speed with, and we went from there.
Spoon, now is this you? What's your prior experience coaching-wise?
Well, in the last 5 to 6 years, been volunteer coaching at Ridgeland High School, doing big man coaching, and we done had great success up there with Coach Roger Davis and Teron McIntyre. You know, we took a group from junior high. You know, those guys worked hard, and we played for a state championship against Callaway, who was one of the best team in the state of Mississippi. You know, everybody thought, you know, we couldn't make it there, but like I said, we never gave up, and we always kept pushing and encouraging those kids to be the best. And you know, you end up with 2 Metro Jackson team playing for a state championship. So, you know, that's my experience with that is you always never say what can't be done. You always work towards what can be done. So that's my philosophy on it, and you know, and that's the way I think, and that's what I was doing, volunteering, trying to make it better.
And is this kind of getting into coaching was obviously something you probably wanted to do for a while, I would think?
Well, like I said, I was successful outside of coaching and stuff, but once you commit yourself in your heart, I always been an athlete. You know, you always had that urge to be in the game. You always had that urge to be around the game. But you know, like I said, this gives me a chance to come back and give back in different ways. You know, getting a chance to be a part of the coaching staff, be a part of teaching, be a part of recruiting. You know, be a face that the kids recognize from being a professional player. There's a whole bunch of advantages to holding this, you know, having this opportunity to be in this spot. So, and I think those advantages work favorably for the coaching staff in the university. So, you know, weighing all of that, you know, that was the deciding factor to recommit myself to being, you know, being a part of the staff.
Clarence, I'm Alan Hinton with the Sun Herald. I saw a picture the other day of you and your son who was enrolling at USM. So one, is he going to be on the basketball team? And 2, is the whole family coming to move to Hattiesburg from?
Well, yeah, you know, he's enrolled as a freshman, you know, got scholarships here by being academically doing the things he should have done and stuff, and worked hard to be in this, be a member of the university, and you know, getting a chance to walk on and try. And like I say, that's my mentality. You never say what you can't do. We are always working towards what you can do, and you know, that's a great opportunity for him. And as far as my wife and my other 2 kids, they enrolled already at St. Andrews up in the Jackson area. So it'll be tough to snatch them right back out. So they'll be making the transition a little later. But you know, I'm happy to be here, and I got to find me a place to stay. So I can't snatch them right away. So, but you know, like I say, I'm happy to be here and be back a part of the community, and a part of the staff and a part of the university.
Do Do you think you can still get on the inside the paint and show those guys a little bit?
Well, you know, that's one of the things we got that, excellent training room down there with a lot of equipment in there, a great strength and conditioning guy. And, you know, I'm gonna be in there myself trying to get back to that level. But you know, I understand what it is. You know, I know my glory days is gone, has been past, but my knowledge is still there, and the ability to teach and instruct is still there. So, you know, like I say, you live through your work. So, you know, my work is to help the university and help the coaching staff as much as possible. And when those guys get a dunk in a game, I just got a dunk because I'm just as happy.
Chris, talk a little bit about, both of you have a connection with Coach Turk and Southern Miss. It goes back a long time. Talk about working with both Coach Turk and for Coach Sadler and what they've meant to your career.
Sure, was very fortunate to come here in '93 with Coach Turk as a student manager, and really gave me a shot and worked my way up. Was able to be a graduate assistant with him my last year. So as Coach mentioned earlier, I was able to get my bachelor's and master's degree here. But he really got me going in the business. He helped me when he retired to get my next job with Coach Sutton at Oklahoma State, and fortunately that's how I came in contact with Coach Sadler. Since he was one of his former assistants. But they're both very, very similar, as you guys know, very down to earth, care about the players, and we're going to try to make them better as people, but also as basketball players. So that's how I would categorize both those guys.
Chris, what were your best memories of the time you spent at Southern Miss?
I think the best was just had a lot of excitement from the fans. Obviously, we had a pretty good thing going at that time in the Metro Conference and transitioning into Conference USA, and we're in the Metro Conference Championship both years I was here undergrad, and playing Louisville, and we want to get back to that. Obviously, we've had some hiccups in the past that we've had to deal with that we inherited, but we're moving forward, and we want to get back to being a championship basketball program.
Clarence, talk about your first when you first came to Southern Miss with Coach Turk kind of recruited you, when along with Coach McInnes and Coach Moore, when maybe a lot of people weren't sure that you could play at this level. Talk about their belief in you and coming to Southern Miss.
Well, like I said earlier, that's what they sold me on, the ability to believe in yourself, and and the word get better, and that's what brought me here. Believing in the coaching staff, believing in the prospect of always getting better, and from year 1 to year 2, we just talked about it in coach's office. I think we won 10 games, and then you add people through recruiting. We added Russell Johnson and Darren Jenkins with the mix we already had. Myself and Coach Darren Chancellor. Up in Florence now. We was the nucleus, and we matured. As sophomores and juniors, we matured to the point where the coach believed in us, the staff believed in us. But the thing that we matured as people and basketball players. We believed in ourselves, that we could get it done, and once we started, we had a great stretch. We was able to go to back-to-back NCAA tournaments, win the conference regular season, and so we accomplished a lot of things with that nucleus, and that nucleus, as you know, was based off good Mississippi kids that a lot of people thought maybe couldn't play at that high level, and we was able to turn the corner and have great success.
Chris, even though you've been here a few years, what are you looking forward to the most now that you're going to be back on the court coaching and recruiting?
I think just a chance to take it a step further, be back on the floor. Like I said, I was been in this position in the past with Coach Sadler, and obviously have a good feel of what he likes, and I think I can make things better. But most important, just a chance to work with Spoon and learn from him every day, and just excitement I think our players will be able to get and learn from him during this experience as well as our whole staff.
Clarence, what about you? What are you looking forward to the most?
The same thing, getting into it, learning the small things that make big things better, and working with Coach and Chris, they're gonna give me an opportunity, but also by learning, I can teach and instruct from my experience and things I know, and so you put all that together. Hopefully, we can make guys better, and when you make people better, you have a better chance at winning.
Doc, what about you? What are you looking forward to with these two guys alongside of you this year, along with Marcus Townsend?
Well, the biggest thing, as I said, I think for Southern Miss to get back to where a lot of you all are used to seeing them, we have to recruit Mississippi. We have to do a great job. There can't be anyone that gets out of this state that doesn't get our best effort, and that's what I am really looking forward with these guys to get out and make sure that happens. And obviously Chris has been with me, and I know what to expect, and he has so many good ideas. But as I said earlier, I don't know that I really appreciated the knowledge that these guys that have played this game the way Spoon's played it until having the opportunity to work with Fred. But if you look across the board and see the former players that's played in that league and the success that they're enjoying, it doesn't just happen. So I'm really, really looking forward to the next month to getting on the floor with Spoon and getting his ideas to fit in what I want to do. And you know, there's going to be a lot of them that I take, and there's going to be some of them that I, you know, probably have my own ideas on. But there's nothing wrong with getting new ideas, and that's what and the excitement. I mean, the enthusiasm that Spoon showed me when we visited 2 or 3 times. There was no question about the commitment. That was, after meeting him the first time and even talking to him on the phone, you could just tell. And then it was just a matter of if it was the right fit at that particular time. So it is, and I'm excited. I know our players will be really excited. They actually didn't hear about this until today, and so they're going to be excited. And, you know, so learning. I'm excited about learning from these guys too.
Before we break up, anybody have any other questions? Then we'll break up, give you a chance to go against these guys one-on-one a little bit. Any more questions?
Chris and Clarence, what are your ages? How old are
Gee.
you?
43.
And,
43.
45.
Doc?
Well, I didn't ask.
46. Wow.
Hey, cheering. Hey, Doc, 46.
Yeah.
Any other questions?
Anything else? While we've got all your media here, Erica, what's your next event?
Our home tournament is October 10th and 11th at
Good.
Hattiesburg Country Club.
John?
We're going to ULM for our first cross-country meet in next Friday.
Good, good. Any other head coaches or assistant coaches?
There's Pauline.
Pete?
You know?
No?
Nothing right now.
Nothing new, okay. But support. Hey, out at Oak Grove this weekend, heck of a tournament. Our women's volleyball team, and we all know about the football game here in another week, but a lot's happening between now and then, and these kids deserve all of our support, so hopefully you'll do the same. So, nothing else, then.
All right, we'll give you the opportunity to go one-on-one. Jack and David will sort of coordinate there, but thank you folks for coming. Excited to have these two guys, Chris stepping up and Clarence joining the Southern Miss family. Again, thank you guys.